I know exactly what you are. I know exactly where this leads. Allow me to claim I'm in the dark as I feel my way across the sea. Ooh, ooh, you should have come with a warning. Ooh, ooh, even though I would have ignored it. Sometimes all you need is a single note stretched out, and you'd swear you heard your name. Sometimes all it takes is that rocky shore coming close, and you'll never be the same. When I began, my aim was true. I'd studied the winds, I had a plan, gathered my sails and set them loose, intending a destination of soft sand. Ooh, ooh, you should have come with a warning. Ooh, ooh, even though I would have ignored it. Sometimes all you need is a single note stretched out, and you'd swear you heard your name. Sometimes all it takes is that rocky shore coming close, and you'll never be the same. The same. When they find my body wrecked and scattered, will you sing your song for me again? Maybe once they hear its beauty, everyone I knew will understand that sometimes all you need is a single note stretched out, and you'd swear you heard your name. Sometimes all it takes is that rocky shore coming close, and you'll never be the
Hey, Sarah, that was great.
Hey, Ben, thank you.
Thanks for coming. First of all, okay, tell me who you are.
I'm Sarah Morris. I am a singer and a songwriter and a mom and a baker and a wife and a runner and a person who really loves the sky.
Tell me more about that last bit.
I just can't stop looking at it. And the older I get, the more I find it to be my, very accessible sanity piece to any crazy moment. Ah, there you are. And you're beautiful. For sure you're beautiful, whatever you are, And it's one of the few things as a parent that I sometimes am like, I think I'm getting this one right. Is if it's a gorgeous sunset, I'll be like, everybody stop. Go to the window. Enjoy this.
Yep.
Beautiful thing.
Dang. We're just getting right into it then. That's
there it is.
That's great. Oh man. Yeah, well, okay, so wait, tell me about the song that you just played.
So that's called Never Be the Same, and it's on this album that I've got coming out, and I wrote it probably, I know the year somewhere. I would say 2019. It was inspired by one of my songwriting prompts for this group I belong to. The prompt was Siren.
Okay.
And I loved the idea of something calling you towards, you know, a little bit of your ruin, and you also don't care. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's lots of different ways that can go for all people, and we all participate in that. And so that's where it was, and it's been a song that's been in my mind for a few years as a recording, and finally this is the album where it felt right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it about this album that makes you finally want to put it on?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, the album's called Say Yes, and so there's definitely an invitation that's answered in that song, you know, like, come to me, yes. Get ruined, okay. You know, that's lyrically what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm worked with Dave Mailing as a producer on this record, and he is wildly creative and super cool, and this is our second project together, and I don't know that I put this out there for the last one, because the last one just had a different vibe for it, but this was one of the, I think I sent him 40 songs and was like, what's sticking out for you? And it always stuck out for me, so I was glad that we did it, and we recorded it at Pachyderm.
Oh, sweet.
And I remember singing the vocals, and it was dark, it was nighttime, and really just being able to kind of lean in hard to, not screaming, I would never scream, I went to music school, I would never scream.
I would never scream.
Lean into that edge of the voice, because there was like a freedom in the dark. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's
really
a
cool.
long answer, but...
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so wait, tell me about this record. What number record is this for you?
I don't quite know. Can I count on here?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
There are these two records that were like my first, before I had even any sense what I was doing. Mm-hmm. Not that I know what I'm doing now. Then there was Ordinary Things, All Mine, Hearts in Need of Repair, Not in That Order, and then Here's to You. So this will be my 7th full length.
Okay.
And then there was a holiday EP, and then like another EP.
Yeah.
7th. I can't believe that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So it's called Say Yes. It's coming out on October 10th, 10/10.
That's nice.
Yep. I've got a plan.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, okay. So then my question.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting up there in records myself.
Yeah.
I've done 6 between my different projects. Like, what keeps you coming back? Right?
Isn't recording the most fun?
It is the most fun.
I would do it all the time if I could fund it. Yeah. I really, and specifically I mean records, because I love the dance of, here's 40 songs. Okay, which songs are going to come out and feel like a part, like they belong together?
Yep.
What's the story of this record? What does this record look like? What you know, like, I like the amount of elements. I always thought I'd be, when I was a kid, well, singer for sure, but also I loved writing stories, and I think an album really lets you tell a story, you know.
Yep.
So that's what keeps me coming back. And I think the act of creating with people in studio, to me, there's nothing quite as enlivening. And I walked out of the week of recording, so we did like all this live tracking, and then of course there were overdubs later, but it was at Pachyderm, and that means we're like, I'm paying for some meals and like all these things, and when I left I was like, oh, this is the most money I've ever spent in a week, and it was the best time. So if you told me, Sarah Morris, you don't get to release this record, I would have been like, cool, I just had the best time with my friends, you know. Yeah, that kind of thing. How about you? What makes you
amazing?
Yes.
Because we live in an era of playlist people.
I've heard about that.
And people who are like, I'm going to make 5 TikToks about how I made the first verse of my song. Keep subscribing if you want to see how I made the chorus of my song. Right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, not that there's anything morally wrong with content creating. No. I unfortunately do a lot of it myself. Yes. But like, I don't know. So I've always been an album person. And so many of the people that I've worked with as a producer, they're playing the singles game. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's really cool, but also like, for your soul, just push pause just for a minute. Yeah. Let's try to like get something bigger here,
Yeah.
right? Just because I feel like, I mean, yes, I've released my albums, I've released just a ton of random singles, EPs, whatever, but like the ones that stick with me, the ones that I'm most proud of are the albums, you know, and even just like, I mean, yeah, it's like, at least for me, like an album usually takes me like a year and a half, 2 years, you know, of like, not like that being the only thing I'm doing with my life, but like, you know, it strings me along for that length of time. And like, it gives me a reason to live, like without getting super morbid. Like it keeps me moving forward in a direction. It keeps me just motivated and like, and then yeah, just being able to like look back and like, if all of my stuff got deleted from the internet, if I got deleted from everybody's lives, like I would still be so thankful for my albums.
Yeah.
Because it takes me back to those periods of my life, in all the good parts of them and all the bad parts of them. And it makes me feel like, okay, my time on earth has mattered, even if it's just that these little bodies of songs exist.
Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, I feel like there's so many times when I'm like talking to someone who's like, oh, I really just want to like pursue my dream, do my musical dreams and stuff, and you can just see in their eyes, they're like, oh, if I just had like a thing like that, like a thing like you have, that's like mine, like I'll be just proud of it and like fundamentally grateful.
Yeah.
And like, and so yeah, I'm so grateful for all that I've gotten to make. And I mean, yeah, that's a huge part of why I do music production for people. You know, I want to be a part of like that, of just helping empower people to do that for themselves.
Yeah.
So
I think, I mean, you said singles game, and that made me think of it as like, I feel like recording singles can be lovely. And it also is kind of playing a game that's decided by other people.
Yeah.
Making a record is somewhat a contrary act in today's society. And I'm not very contrarian, but there is a little bit of that. You know, it's like I still want to consume that way. When I go to an artist that I really love and like it's cluttered up with singles, I'm like, I want to hear the thing you wanted to say. And I think albums offer that. And sometimes when I talk to people who are trying to figure out what they want to do in their next step, I'm like, I don't think you'll ever regret the money you spend on this, you know?
yeah.
You might regret the money you spend on promotion or, you know, like some of the extraneous pieces of it, but the money you spend on making it, I don't know, because that does something to your soul in a way that is worth it.
Yeah. And it doesn't go away.
No.
It never goes away. It exists somewhere.
Right.
You know. Then, okay, well, so then the other side of the coin, though, is, okay, if this is going to be with me for the rest of my life, that means that I need to make it perfect. Right?
I let go of that piece a long time ago, which is good.
Which is good.
Which is good. You know, back in 2014, I joined this songwriter group online where we did a song a week based on a prompt. And it was a bunch of strangers, and it scared the heck out of me, and it changed my life. And part of the reason it changed my life is because, I mean, there's many reasons, but one is that, like, adhering to that deadline meant I inherently accepted not perfect. I was choosing done over perfect. And that strengthening that muscle, I mean, I've done that challenge every summer since 2014 and every winter since 2015. Strengthening that muscle musically, like, certainly I want things to be excellent. And Dave and I, with this album, I mean, I think we chase that, but there is a point where you have to say, and I feel satisfied with this exploration. Because, you know, I still struggle mightily with perfectionism, but it is in personal and, like, familial ways. That's where it rears its ugly head. But music, I'm really glad that at some point that happened, because, and you have to keep that muscle in shape, for sure. Every time there's a better break in the songwriting, then I go back to it and I, like, want to pick up some sort of, but let's make a perfect song. There's no such thing. So,
I mean, it's the pursuit of the perfect song that keeps you from writing more songs.
Right. Absolutely. Let's write more songs.
And, or even like, I see this with, especially when I help people record their vocals. Like, they're chasing the perfect take, right? And it's like, okay, And this is what I always try to tell them, just like, what is this supposed to sound like?
Yep.
It's supposed to sound like Sarah singing.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So obviously it would be cool to get like a good capture of that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, no matter what you do, it's going to sound like you singing. And that's the whole freaking point. Like,
Right.
if you think about what...
It's not going to sound like Patty Griffin, no matter how many times.
But I mean, you think about just the whole idea of recording in the first place.
Yeah.
It was, hey, we like this song, let's record it so that we can listen to it. That's all that any of this stuff is. Like,
Yeah.
Why do we turn this into, okay, we have to craft the most... It becomes a science experiment.
Sure.
You know? It's like, no, it's not. It's a person in a room with the guitar singing and playing.
Well, and more, obviously, like with AI and stuff, like we do need those moments of imperfection, like to be there to remind us of our humanity. That was one take in there, and I messed up plenty, but I felt really comfortable that it represented the song.
Yeah.
I would say over the recordings that I've done, I have, probably letting go of perfect vocals in the studio was a harder one was like the last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
With this album in particular, I had 1.5 to 2 years is also a cycle that I'm familiar with, and this one I wanted to be. We talked about it last year, 2024. The band and I did a series of residencies, like month to month at White Squirrel, called Let's Play Wednesday, and Dave does a lot of post-production magic, and I was like, Dave, I'm going to challenge you, like, let's get as much as we can in the studio as possible, which I thought would be guitars and keys and all that stuff. But when we got there, he was very encouraging that actually I was going to record all my vocals in front of the band at Pachyderm, which over the takes that was not what I had intended at all. And I'm so glad he pushed me in that direction, gently, sweet. Like his pushes don't look like pushes; they look like woos. Because that really meant that I leaned into let's not be perfect about it, but let's sing in front of my, 4 band friends, and Holly Hansen engineered it, and sing in front of them and work to, hope that they feel something, and then if they feel something and I feel something, we know.
Yep.
And then there was only one vocal that we went back and tracked separately later. And I was like, I just could tell that I didn't feel lived into the groove of the track enough. So,
yep.
but 9 of the 10 were just all done there. And then the other one was done very quickly at River Rock Studios.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's so fun. So wait, then what are the album plans? Album release stuff.
And put them out. But I've got vinyl this time. The first time I've ever done
sweet.
that, which is exciting.
Oh, nice.
We're doing a release show at the Dakota.
Cool.
On October 10.
Okay.
Because
10-10.
I'm a nerd and I want 10-10. And actually, we do a holiday show every year, and the holiday show is on 12-12. My last album came out on 5-5. I just want things to be easy to remember for people.
Awesome. Yeah.
10 out of 10 would recommend that you come to the album release.
The 10-10.
Yeah. So that's the big plan is
so
we'll
cool.
Celebrate. Molly Mayer's going to start that night off, and I love her, and the band will be there, and then a bonus, we'll have a couple guests, and we love the Dakota. Mm-hmm. So that will feel great.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing a couple out of town shows, but not with a intention of anything. Just, I'll just have this album and hope people buy it or stream it or take it in some way.
Yes.
But as a whole album, I've been really picky with my husband hasn't heard it yet because I want him to hear it in order. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have a CD player, and we don't have it, there isn't a good, he could Dropbox it, but then you have to pause. Mm-hmm. So he might have to wait till 10:10 once he can pick it up.
Something that I usually do when I make albums is, once I'm getting close, I'll just line it all up on one track, and then just print the 40-minute thing.
Oh, sure, as a song.
As one song.
That's smart.
And then I'll send it to people and be like, hey, here's my album.
Do you like my sequencing?
And then it's fun, because it just changes how it feels.
Yeah.
Because then it's just oh yeah. Obviously you can listen to it in order, but it's just thinking about it as one long song.
Yep.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So,
I do like that idea. I like this. The vinyl thing was an interesting. I love sequencing, like that piece of it.
Yep.
And so we actually recorded 12 songs, but the vinyl meant that I couldn't have all 12 songs because there's time constraints. And I love constraints too, right? I like a boundary. I like having to make hard decisions, even though I don't, And so figuring out how to tell it with the two halves was really fun. And also making sure that then it also did the 10-song in order story. It was really great.
Yeah, you can get creative with it. Mm-hmm. With my most recent Ben Noble record, I did vinyl, and I sequenced it so that like the middle song, it like stops in the middle. That's at the end of side A.
Yeah,
and then it picks back up, like, and I don't know, it's just fun.
I like
nerd stuff.
Do you know Brad Paisley? Are you familiar with Brad Paisley? Yes. So when I lived in Nashville, he was like, had just come out. It was like, he was pretty recent, and it was probably on his second album. And I remember reading at the time that he made his, like, the end of his first album, he somehow ended it, like, with already thinking of the second album in mind, so that if you were to play them back to back, like, then his second album he recorded, it starts at the same place so that it could be, like, continuous. And the fact that he had the, like, wherewithal as a young, studio bound, or, like, record label bound person to say, I'm playing this long game, I was just...
That is cool.
Get it, Brad Paisley. He's done lots of cool things. He also like conjured his wife essentially. Like after seeing Father of the Bride, he was like, "Someday I'm going to marry that girl," and he did.
All right, Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Thanks, Brad Paisley. Showing us how it's done.
That is amazing. Well, sweet. I mean, yeah, we can probably wrap up, but like, good luck with the album release.
Thank you.
This will probably come out after.
Okay. So, yeah, I was like, I didn't know how much to talk about it because...
Yep. But it'll be nice because then people can listen to this and then go.
You can listen to it right now.
Yeah.
Go.
How crazy is that?
But listen to it in order.
Listen to it in order, please. So don't just play it on shuffle.
Make sure shuffle's not on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, hey, best of luck with all that.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Shows.
Yeah.
And then I'll be following. And I'll be listening.
Thank you.
So, awesome.